Welcome to today's demo. We'll be exploring a simple procurement network for bicycle assembly. In this setup, we have direct suppliers for common parts like wheels and sub-suppliers for components such as hubs and spokes that go into those wheels. This demo focuses on supply management. When you land on the dashboard, you'll see key KPIs on top, a bar chart showing supply performance across each of the KPIs, and a network graph that visualizes suppliers and sub-suppliers along with the activity status. Its architecture allows us to surface relationships and risks instantly, even if the dataset grows, which is essential for real-time decision-making. Notice that one of the KPIs, risk, is flagged in red. The graph highlights a supplier, chip gear, also in red. Hovering over it reveals a high risk score of 88. To investigate further, you can use a chatbot and ask, why is chip gear high risk? The chatbot will respond with insights. Here it's due to cash flow performance. To address this risk, let's move to the scenario modeling page. We'll start by creating a new scenario, and let's call it remove chip gear. What we'll do next is go to Review and Edit Data section. We'll scroll down to chip gear and exclude it from our network. After we save the results, we can see that optimization was rerun on the new supplier network. You'll see that chip gear has been removed and a new supplier, gear grid, was added. While the risk KPI is now fully compliant, we notice that the cost and CO2 emissions unfortunately has increased. At the same time, we have a new potential supplier. We recently received an RFP response. So let's create a new scenario, add test bike, and let's upload the RFP response. After the data is ingested, we can save the results and review the performance. As you can see, all the metrics now have improved. By the way, you can run simulations on the selected suppliers. In this case, you can see how the KPIs are changing over time if we have fluctuations, for example, in costs or CO2 emissions or in risk scores. Let's now move to Compare Scenarios section. Here, we can compare the results if we add the best bike to our network or just remove the chip gear as a supplier. If we are happy with the best bike, we can go to Generate PO, where we select the scenario, we select the supplier, and generate the purchase order, as you can see on the screen. This concludes the demo. We've covered supplier risk identification, scenario modeling, and purchase order generation, all driven by graph-based analytics. Thank you for watching.